Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Life is good! No, it's not. No, I'm just playing. Alright, so essentially what's happened is that I've gotten into another long-winded conversation or debate or argument, no matter how you want to fucking place it. And it was over the argument of physical media becoming a niche in 5 or so years. I was on the phone talking to a friend, and we were talking. And her argument was that look at how everything else is going. In 5 years, digital media will be the main source of consuming games, and physical media will become a niche. That's the general basis of the argument, in which I highly disagreed. I don't think physical media will become a niche. A lot of people are making the argument, well, most of the sales still are currently coming from digital media, even though they're not factoring in that indies are a thing and they weren't a thing before. So of course digital media, also because there are certain games that literally are only buyable digital only. So it's not necessarily that digital media just outsells physical media. It's just that there are more things to buy digitally than there are physically. Physically, you can only sell really a normal edition, a special, a collector's edition, or maybe later on a definitive edition. There are more things you can sell digitally. And her argument was along the lines that, oh well, digital media will be the main way. And I was trying making claims about how physical game sales were up these last few years, and the reason why. And her argument is, oh, that's because of collector's editions. That's because everyone's trying to buy it now because they know it's going to be gone, which is not true. To me, there is way too much value still in physical media and too many flaws in digital media to make me think that in 5 years, all of a sudden, we're just going to be primarily downloading games versus buying them. Now, are certain companies going in that direction? I would say Sony is to a degree, and definitely fucking Microsoft. That does not mean that gaming will move into the 80 or 90% digital and like 10 or 20, maybe even 30% physical. Now, I want you guys to listen to my argument and then think for yourselves, maybe go research some stuff and tell me what you guys think in the comments. I don't think in 5 years that we'll be primarily digital. One of the reasons is this: not everyone in America even has internet speeds, which is something that's relevant to this argument. See, the thing about physical media is that I can normally just put, even if the game has patches, I can, for the most part, still stick a game in a console, play it, and just play the fucking game. Or at the very least, I could go get Wi-Fi from somewhere to do that. The problem with buying digital only is that it's not like a simple, I can go to a Mickey D's and download a fucking video game. Now, technically, you could probably theoretically do that, but that's under the assumption that you have the time to sit there to download games. And the kicker is that as game consoles progress in terms of newer hardware, more efficient processing, these games aren't getting smaller, these games are getting bigger. So we're already getting borderline 100, almost almost 100 gig games already. That's not the norm. The norm is somewhere between like 20 and 50. But the point is, we're already getting to where certain games are like 80, 90, 100 something gigs. Especially some of the Xbox One X games, I believe, or games that have Xbox One X patches. You're telling me that the internet will speed up. Yeah, but people have to be able to afford that shit, right? So I have to be able. So in 5 years, I'm going to be able to afford 100 gig. No, what is it? 1 gig download speed and like 5 upload speed. I'm going to be able to afford that. Afford a television that can properly utilize these high-end graphics, afford the game console still, and then pay for the service that allows me to play for that shit online, and then on top of all that, have the time to sit there and wait for a game to download on my console. Now, they're already kind of starting to circumvent part of that issue by doing the preload shit, where you buy the game in advance, and then you buy the game in advance and it's loading on your console, so when midnight hits for the day it releases, it just automatically pops up on your console. It's not like there won't be progression on the digital side of things, but right now it's still cheaper to buy games than it is physically than it is digitally. Now, some people would argue, but look at places like Steam that get games on sale. The problem is like I said in the other video, we're still under pre-order culture. We're still a lot of the game sales the companies get off of these games are like within the first month or two of the game being out, at the most like the first year, and they're getting them, and that's it. Usually games are relevant for like a year or two. Certain games have better longevity. Nintendo games tend to have that kind of staying power, but most games get most of their main sales in like the first fucking year. And most of those, and the kicker is that even on Steam now, games are like Dragon Ball FighterZ is still $60. Tekken 7 I think is $50. But games aren't dropping in price like a month after they're out. They're still like $60. They may drop after a year, but once again, people are buying games as soon as they come out, so it's not like there's any real advantage to buying a game digitally other than you just get to play it and you literally just boot your computer up or boot your PS4 on and just hit the game. Minus, oh, I gotta go grab the game case and take the CD out and put it in there. Now, like I said, I think Sony and Microsoft are pushing towards a digital-only medium. That doesn't mean it's only going to become digital-only. And one of my other arguments towards physical media is that if physical media was dying, then why is it that companies that are making all this money off of fucking digital games are then taking that money and putting it out into producing physical games, right? If we're moving away from physical media and moving towards digital, why are indie companies going the opposite route, where their games start off digital and then they put out a physical copy? Rocket League did that. Minecraft has done that multiple times, even before Microsoft bought the fucking license to it. Rocket League. We got indie titles that are fuck, what was it? The Birth of Isaac, or The Binding of Isaac. We have digital games that are becoming physical because there is a demand for it. That's my argument, that the fucking market will decide whether or not we go digital. It wouldn't surprise me if we did go digital. I just don't think it's going to happen nowhere near as fast as some people think. 5 years is way too fucking quick. By that logic, we would have still been making the same argument in 2013. Remember, we were telling 2013, we were telling Microsoft, we don't want online only. We don't want only like digital games where you don't own your shit. People still want to own their shit. And I don't think that's going to go away. I don't think that's going to become the minority. And like I said, people are also using the recent shit with the CDs in Best Buy, or the Toys R Us situation, or the Xbox Game Pass thing with like that one retailer who chose to say, I'm not selling Xbox consoles in my store anymore. Not realizing that half of the reason why some of these decisions were made weren't just because of digital coming in and taking over. Like, Blockbuster didn't go away just because of digital. That was a part of it, and it wasn't like Blockbuster wasn't trying to adapt. It was also due to bad business decisions. Some of these companies have made very fucking stupid decisions. Toys R Us went bankrupt because of shitty management, which caused stores to get closed down. And there were another company that didn't properly adapt to the digital age. If we're going so far away from physical shit, why is Amazon opening up stores in certain states? If we're going away from physical media. Oh, well, we don't have, but look, Best Buy's not selling CDs anymore. Well, that's also because, one, Best Buy didn't manage their money properly, and that's not the case for everybody, but still, at least for Best Buy's example, they didn't manage the shit right, and they didn't really have any real reason to buy CDs from Best Buy. Target makes a better sale for CDs because they get exclusive shit from Target. Like, I understand that because of the internet that things are moving in a digital route, and her argument was also bringing up magazines and books, and what was the other thing? It was like magazines, books, other things in newspapers that are all getting digitized, and I'm like, that's not the same thing as gaming. And you guys can let me know in the comments, but me personally, I do not think that a fucking book getting digitized is the same thing as taking a $2 million game and throwing it on the goddamn eShop. That's not the same thing. Is it cheaper to put a game out on the eShop than it is to put a game out in a store? Yeah, because you're not paying licensing fees, you're not paying production costs. At the same time, people still go to stores. People are still buying things in stores. Yeah, they're also buying shit online, but they're also still buying things in stores. People are still going to stores. Physical media is still being bought. Period. And just because a book is getting digitized is not the same thing as a game getting digitized. They are both I guess you could. Yeah, books are considered an entertainment medium. Books are an entertainment medium, but it's not on the same degree as a fucking video game where you and another individual have a completely different experience, because games can be played in multiple different ways depending on the person who's playing the game. Whereas a book only is written once. It's only written one way. You can only read that book one way. It's not like, I mean, yeah, everyone can have a different interpretation, but the book itself does not change. What you do in that book, I mean, the way that the words are laid out in that book is the same in every book, unless it's like unless it's like a misprint or some shit. But the point I'm making is that books and magazines and newspapers are not the same things, on top of the fact that those things still exist. Even, the other thing was the argument for toys. I was going to make that same argument for toys. Toys still exist. Toys still sell. People think just because the internet is around that all of a sudden that everything's just going to go away from physical to digital. Has a lot of things done that? Yes. Will things continue to move in that direction? Yes, but I don't think it's going to be literally everything just slowly just becomes digitized and we just say fuck physical media. Like we're just chopping out the legs of physical media. Now, like I said, you guys can let me know in the comment section below. But me and her went back and forth on this, and it was kind of pretty much a stalemate where she believed, why, you're just in denial. That's what she told me. I was in denial because I believe that physical media would not become niche in 5 years. One, I think that's way too fast. And two, I don't think the consumer base wants digital media to be the main form of entertainment, personally. But, like I said, it's up for the consumer to decide. And right now, digital media is not cheaper. It arguably takes longer, depending on how, because not every game even offers preloads. Only certain games offer preload right now. So it's more expensive because at least you can get discounts at stores. You can't do that. You can still do trade-ins because you can still fucking buy. You can still do the whole buy two, get one off. You can still trade in your games, which is, because you also got to think in terms of the casual market. The mainstream market, like the nerds like us who are following Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Bandai, whoever the fuck is making games, of course, we're going to be following every single thing. But if you look at the guy who casually is playing Call of Duty, Destiny, Assassin's Creed, NBA, like all that classic shit, you know what they'll do? They buy a game, they trade it in and get another game. They can't do that. And those are the main ones who do trade-ins. It's not just the gamer who does it. It's also the fucking filthy casual who runs around with their fucking 2 or 3 games and trade them in to get a new game. They can't do that digitally. That's why I don't believe that, because to me, they'll be the main ones that dictate. I mean, us, we're the niche, essentially. We would be the niche that would still exist in 5 years buying our games physically. The reason why things would move completely to digital would be because of the filthy casual who's buying Madden and all that other shit digitally. I don't fucking think they're not going to sit there and move their games over. They're not going to sit there and go and trade in their games. That's what they do. That's what gamers do. Now, do I think the companies that we get games from will change? Yeah, I don't think. And now, if we're lucky, we'll fucking get rid of goddamn GameStop. GameStop will just go the fuck away, and maybe we'll get replaced with some mom and pop stores. Just because stores change out and the way those stores are marketing themselves will change, doesn't mean the mediums themselves will just disappear. Because let's be real, there's a bunch of stores that need to be weeded the fuck out because they made bad decisions and they're not offering anything to the current American market. So the market will slowly but surely just get them out of there. You cut out that Sears, you cut out that Kmart, you cut out that GameStop does need to go personally. That's the personal thing. GameStop, whatever the fuck is not making money or not justified being around, got to fucking go. They gots to go because they ain't making no money. And I think that's the core of it. A lot of people are taking these closures of stores or changing in models in stores as the sign that, oh, well, physical media is going away. No, the stores that were doing physical media either the old way or the wrong way are going away, not the fucking medium themselves. Just because Best Buy isn't around doesn't mean I still can't buy physical copies of games. Because I can still pre-order them from Amazon. I can still get them from other digital stores and have them sent to my house. Why are services like Redbox and Gamefly still a thing? I forget if Blockbuster still exists, but that was another place that mismanaged the fuck out of their money. But now I'm rambling. So please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below because I'm curious how people think. Because I personally don't think physical media is going to go away in 5 years, or be a niche is what I should say. It's going to be niche in 5 years. The industry will change. The gaming industry will change. But I damn sure don't think that me buying, fuck me, all my games are over there. Well, no, because all that's anime shit behind me. I mean, even this shit. Movies, we're still buying movies. We're still getting 4K Blu-rays and shit. Why the fuck do we need those, right? We can stream everything from Netflix and Amazon. Why am I buying 4K Blu-rays? Why are they even putting that out? I don't know. See, I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Lots of gameplay to win, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.